Hey, away we go on a Monday podcast. Al, it's been about 5 hours since I last saw you, and you were hot under the collar about life. How we doing now
Oh, hi, Jerry.
as we record this?
I'll do pretty good. It's
Pretty
normally
good?
that 5 a.m. First segment, sometimes first two segments where I'm all fired up.
You're okay, but I know you were a little tough times. I was making sure you're good now.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm
All right.
rocking and rolling now, Jerry.
Rocking and rolling.
I did see that Spotify is going to start putting next to podcast episodes how many people downloaded them or watched
there
or
you
listened.
go.
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting for you.
Similar to like what YouTube does. Now, the only problem with this is that there's still the overwhelming majority of people are still listening to podcasts with Apple Podcasts.
Oh, okay.
So I still feel like we're not going to get a full.
I would think not. You're just going to get a Spotify number.
Yeah, you're just going to get Spotify numbers. I want the full numbers.
Well, how does that work? So if you embed a YouTube video and you post it on Twitter and they watch that right in there on the Twitter platform, does that count as a YouTube view? Or
no,
is that
not
a Twitter
if
view?
It's a Twitter view. If it's
even
embedded.
though you're watching a YouTube video, but because it's embedded into your Twitter, that would be a YouTube.
Well, I don't think you can embed real. No, what people do is they'll post it to Twitter and then they'll post it to YouTube as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, the only way to get from Twitter to YouTube is through a link.
Oh, okay.
And Elon Musk hates a link and doesn't want you leaving the platform, so they don't.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't realize that. I thought I've seen YouTube videos on Twitter.
Yeah, and people may have do a screen, capture of it, so it looks like YouTube. But
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they got to. This is some of the things that they still haven't like fully worked out.
Oh, they have a lot they haven't worked out yet,
right?
That is
for as much as we think, oh, this has come so far, there's still things come up. You go, hey, why don't they do this?
Sure. What happens if you put it? This is an interesting one. What happens if you post a video and let's say the Alan Jerry podcast, which is getting wildly popular by the day,
hundreds of thousands of downloads.
All kidding aside, let's say just for poops and giggles, you decide to post a video today on YouTube just because you're bored and you can. And it's about, walking through the sands of Bradley Beach and contemplating your life, whatever. And you've got random thoughts and it goes bonkers, 20 million views. You don't make any money on that if you're not set up, correct?
Correct.
So you really have to build it, then get set up for it, and then post something that would get.
Yeah. Well, you can't even, I think you need to have 1,000 subscribers to your channel before you can start monetizing. Yeah.
Interesting. But that sucks. If you talk about shooting your shot and then, all of a sudden, then you sign up for monetization and you never have another good video.
Correct.
What a waste.
Right. People keep going back to the well that got them the big thing. And they're just repeating. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That would suck. I was having this thought the other day. I don't know. This is going to be more of a deeper thing, Jerry. If you kind of hear me out, I'm not sure I'm going to explain it properly. But when I see some of these, like, you go on your Google Photos and it'll be like 5 years ago.
I just did a 5. It's so funny you say that. I just did a 5 years ago Mother's Day photo with my wife and kids 5 years ago on May, 5 years ago yesterday. How about that?
Yeah, and you'll see things from like 2017.
Yep.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 7 and 8 years ago. And part of me starts to think as I look at these things, I know we have proof in photographs and we have videos and we have our own memories.
Right.
But I was sometimes thinking, did this actually exist?
Of course it did.
Or did we just remember it?
You lived it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, is this existing right now?
I think so.
All right. Well, we did this back then too.
Yeah, there's something about when I see things from 20 years ago, that's one thing. When I see things from a year ago, when I see things in the 7 to 8 years ago period, it seems weird. Like it seems like 2017 was just happened.
Well, it feels like it.
Right.
The passage of time as you get older seems to go quicker. And it's interesting for you that you feel that way without kids.
Yeah.
I would say, and I do understand it now when I look back to the 7 years of coaching, 8 years of coaching my younger son and 8 or 9 years of coaching my older son. I mean, for 14 years, I was coaching and having multiple practices a week and games on weekends. And you really, as you're going through it, you try to, and I kept telling myself to appreciate it and take it all in. And I think I did.
Because you were conscious of that going in.
Everybody, their brother, mother, cousin, and sister would tell you when you have, when you have kids, appreciate it because they're going to be 20 before you know it. And I've always remembered that. And now I'm sitting here and one's 20 and the other's 15. And when I do think back to how fast it's gone, well, yeah, it's gone fast because we never really took a breath. And it was awesome. And I wouldn't give it up for the world. But my God, when you look at a calendar and you see every weekend booked with games and tournaments, and it's great, but you just don't have time. Now I look at my calendar this summer, it's very light. The weekend, like it's weird, oddly light. So I get it now. It's interesting though for you that doesn't have kids and doesn't have a calendar full on the weekend that you feel that way.
Yeah, and also seeing things like that don't like when you see something from 2017, it doesn't look 8 years old. It looks
No,
like
technology is
just like
better.
today.
Yeah, that is true. Especially if you had a GoPro back then,
Yeah.
where that HD feed looks great, even compared to today.
Yeah, even the regular iPhone or the phone like you have what do you have like
Samsung
Samsung?
Galaxy.
In particular, when you take videos and pictures in the light of day where it's like a nice bright
Yeah.
sunny day, man, those pictures are
Vibrant.
crisp.
Very vibrant.
Yeah. I just sometimes I look at some of these things that happened on Google Photos and I go, I kind of remember this picture, but how do we know
Because you did it.
we really experienced
Because
these
you
things?
experienced. That's the difference in your mind, your creativity, and actual life experience.
So then let me ask you this. Prior to the great cameras we have on our phones, when
Yeah.
we don't have tons of pictures, did that exist?
Of course it did. You
Or do I just
experienced it.
think it existed?
Well, so now you're getting into a conversation, and there's a line you cross between people that are, I don't say the word crazy, but people that their mind plays tricks on them, and people that aren't fully sane, and people that are of normal sanity and do remember what they've done and what they didn't do. You're gonna remember everything, but you're gonna remember enough. Can you convince yourself that you went on a cruise to Europe? I suppose you could. You didn't though. But you can go look at bank statements to prove that you went on an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah. The other weird thing
I
is like,
feel like you're searching for answers lately.
well, there's just things like even like looking at all of the COVID photos.
Sure.
So photos in that era, we were all wearing masks.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't imagine like, wow, we all agreed to put masks on, and we were all walking around
Well,
with masks. It feels so. I can't
We weren't
imagine.
given a choice, really.
Yeah, but I can't imagine now going to my Stop and Shop on a weekend morning wearing a mask to pick out like apples and things. Like I couldn't imagine doing that. And when I see people in masks now, I'm like, what are these people still doing?
They are still doing it, yeah. Specifically, I see a lot of people wearing those K95 masks, which I do think are real.
Yeah, I think those are
solid
the real
masks.
ones. Yeah.
I still see those on planes. And I'm not going to lie to you. There's a part of me sometimes that wants to put one on. I'm so sick of getting sick.
Oh, when you get on an airplane, you're getting sick. I know.
Right. So there's a part of me that wants to put them on when I travel. I don't. I probably should because I get sick enough. But yeah, we lived through that. We have photos, we have videos, we have again bank receipts. Like we can see it happened. And if you're going to sit there and wonder, did it really? Now you're screwing around with your head. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's all you're doing. You're thinking way into dimensions and life and in the past. Is it real? I mean,
I also sometimes when I see something, like a photograph might come up, and
when
I've
you
had.
see something, you say something. I know you.
Oh, I definitely. If I
I
see
know.
something, I say something. I'm trying to think like when things come up on timelines from pre 9/11 when I see
Okay.
something.
Sure.
That feels weird to me. Like when I see a highlight from a football game
Mhm.
or a baseball game, and it was like June of 2001.
These
Like,
poor people
wow.
have no idea what's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that whole thing, and I wonder now as we're filming things, what is the crazy thing that's going to happen?
So I have no idea why this entered my head, but it's interesting. Well, I do know why because I saw stuff on YouTube about it. Um, we've talked about all these cool videos on YouTube that are films from the early 1900s, and I saw one about Hiroshima and it was like one of these from like 1932 or whatever it was. And it wasn't a long, it was like a minute. And as I'm watching it, all I could think of is these people one day were going about their business, and then the bomb was dropped and gone. Like, how do we know right now there's not something about to hit us?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You have no idea. I mean, you hope that that's the case, that it's not going to happen. But every day we come in here thinking it's going to be just a regular routine day. There's a chance that something crazy happens, like 9/11 when John Minko was trying to get to work and wound up driving up towards the Tappan Zee Bridge to get around to get into the radio station. Ultimately, I don't even think he got in. I think he wound up going home, and where I was told to stay home for a few days. Like, you don't know. You don't know. You guys have fun with me all the time, but it's so true. Day to day, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, we have no idea.
There was a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but I was playing golf with my brother and my son 3 weeks ago, and we're approaching the 8th hole, and my brother's like, "Did you hear that?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm deaf. I didn't hear anything." As I'm putting the ball down, he's like, "Something's not right." So I look over his shoulder, and we just see like splashing in the little pond by the tee. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look right. So the three of us dropped our clubs, we ran over, and a guy, as it turned out, was a diabetic and had a major sugar crash, and he collapsed and fell down the rocks into the water. And one of the workers at the golf club was holding him up for dear life and had been holding him up for 20 minutes. We just happened to be the next group to come over and help her to bring him out of the water when the paramedics and the police got there. And long story short, I remember the rest of that day, my brother even said at one point, maybe on like the 17th hole, he goes, "That dude just came here to play golf by himself. And if someone didn't see that, he would have drowned in that lake." And 100% right. I mean,
Right.
it was hard. He was a bigger guy. You think that guy, when he's packing up his golf clubs that morning, thought that might be the final day of his life?
Yeah, no.
Pretty wild. You just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. I was listening to a Theo Vaughn podcast, and he had played in a previous one that he did where he was just a solo show. He was just talking by himself, and he had played a clip of a guy who had called in and who had lost his girlfriend to cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
So then on this episode, he was playing responses to people to this person to give
Okay.
him hope and things. But it was all these people that called in with all of these tragedies
Yeah.
of, I lost my girlfriend 2 years ago. I lost my husband. That seems so wild. Same thing. Like you don't get you only get a warning if they go, you have 6 months to live, right? That's the only warning. And you don't even get, like, it could be 2 weeks. It
For
could
sure.
be 3 more years. But normally we get no warnings.
That's why they always say the best way to go is when you get to about 95 years old, you lay down and you don't wake up.
Yeah.
There's no warning, but at least you feel like you lived a full life. And, as opposed to living with the terror and the fear and the agony and the pain of a debilitating disease
Yeah.
or injury or something of that nature. It sucks.
Yeah, that, or when you see someone who is gotten quite old.
Yeah.
And you're like, that person was a vibrant
Yeah.
human being. And I wonder, like there's a 95-year-old woman who lives a couple doors down from
Mhm.
Gina. I watched this woman do gardening.
Yeah.
She was bending like she could touch her toes
It
doing
keeps
the
you
gardening.
young.
And she said, she always keeps moving.
That's it.
That's the key, right?
It is the key.
And if you take a couple weeks off from doing that,
It sets you back.
yeah, and that's the thing, like an injury that takes you from doing something, or even like the COVID thing, how it was like, no more gyms. You
Yeah.
can't go to the gym.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you bounce back from that,
Absolutely.
or it's going to catch up with you.
I will tell you. So when I play golf with my kids, people can laugh all they want, but I am not a cart person. I don't want to ride the cart. I don't want to be in the cart. Now you go to events, you have no choice. But when we play 4 or 5 times a week now we play, I walk the course and I want to walk the course. Sometimes I put that bag on my back. Sometimes I take my little golf cart and I push it around. And what's interesting to me is by the end of the week, I am up and down I'm good. I feel great. I sleep phenomenally, which has really been nice. And I feel good. Then if I go a few days or my kids got baseball games, and let's say I miss 4 or 5 days like I did this past week, And then I went Saturday with him and I walked. Dude, I'm huffing and puffing on like the 10th hole. Like I've never done this before. And that was missing 4 days, not 4 weeks. Like you lose it quick.
Yeah.
And the idea of staying young and staying active and staying mobile, it's so funny. Everyone's like, take it easy, take it easy. No, don't. That's the worst thing you can do is just sit on the couch and watch TV and take it easy.
Right.
Bad. That's why, as much as the dog might drive you nuts, that dog is also keeping you young.
Well, forces me out of the house for sure.
It does. It does. It keeps you mobile.
Yeah. And I would be mobile in good weather.
For sure. But you would when it's 32 degrees and windy and rainy.
I would not be out there.
Mm-mm. And I wouldn't blame you for not being out there either.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's the key. That's the key for a lot of people is going to be the activity.
Yeah. So you think in photographs and videos we have that did happen. And even if this was prior to when we were videotaping and photographing everything, I have memories of events from Florida, for example, that did happen.
Of course they did.
And I could corroborate this with other people.
And you know that.
I'm not sure if I know that.
You do. Is this happening right now? And if you tell me no, then I know
think it is.
Your head's exploding.
No, it is.
Okay.
But
we've sat here for 10 years doing this.
Do you ever wonder, though, like, do I exist?
No, I don't get that deep.
After you don't see me here today.
No, I think you can, again, lose your mind in your own head. And I think you can start creating crap.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do because you've got people out there that love looking into this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And there are TV shows that get into different dimensions and, you can do it. Yes. Is there sometimes I sit there and say, is anything really going on right now in San Francisco? Honestly.
Yes. Right. Great point.
Is.
San Francisco might be nothing going on right now, Jerry.
There is. Right now, there's stuff going on in Russia and Idaho and Milwaukee and Asia. I mean, we're just not there. Doesn't mean that's why I love the live cams. You ever go on YouTube and just put in live cam?
No.
Oh, you can get lost in it too. There's one cool place. It's a bar in St. Thomas, I believe, right on the bay, and you can hear the music. You can hear the conversation from time to time. You'll even see someone like wave at the camera. It's pretty neat. And I'm sitting in this dump of an area, and look at these people drinking margaritas, looking at the show. Oh gosh, I love live cams.
Yeah,
because it proves to you that life is existing elsewhere.
Yeah, I was in a restaurant bar in Asbury Park. I believe it was called R Bar, and it's like a New Orleans style bar.
Okay,
but the only thing they have on their TV screens is live shots from on the Mardi Gras street.
Oh, okay.
So just people walking on the sidewalks. It's those live cams.
There's a lot happening, man.
Yeah,
there is a lot happening.
That used to be a thing many years ago, like when the internet first started. Live cams.
Yeah,
like there was like a website called Earth Cams, I think.
Yes,
it was.
I do remember.
Right?
You can get it on Roku too. Earth Cams, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Or at least something similar to it.
Yeah,
and it's got thousands of cameras all over the world.
Like it'd be like you can look in at the pandas at the Bronx Zoo.
Yes,
here's a camera.
Here's Maui live.
And is it when you bounce around now? Is it quality cameras?
Some are not.
Yeah,
some are crystal clear. They look great. There's audio.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then there are others. I'm like, guys, it ain't 1978 with a beta cam. Like, come on, you up your game a little bit.
Yeah, because sometimes News 12 would be like, "There's a cam out on the Seaside Boardwalk." I'm like, it's all fuzzy. Can they update their cameras?
Or at the very least, can someone go with their shirt and wipe the lens?
Wipe the thing. Right, and that you see on all the crime shows, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we looked at this cam, and it's like, it kind of looks like an image of a person, but I have no idea what that is.
It's true. It is true. That's why I like the new house. Like, we have, I had the Google Nest cameras, and you want to talk about crystal clear. I mean, just amazing quality. 3 times, though, I got them. 3 times the camera crapped out on me within a year. And I was very disappointed. So I actually tried the Blink cameras through Amazon.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine had one. I'm like, I'll give it a try. What the hell? They are awesome. And the quality of the footage is just amazing when you think about
the
it.
Blink cameras are very good. I've tried them a couple times.
I'll give you one before we go. Because you talk about what existed, what different.
Yes.
What didn't. So with all these old footage videos that are on YouTube, you ever sit there and watch and be like all of these people are dead?
Yes.
How creepy that is. And in that moment in time where I use the word vibrant again and alive and going about their day, and here we are now 90 years later, they're all gone. It's bizarre. Like, when do we run out of room for cemeteries?
Yeah. I think that in a lot of the Jersey Shore towns, Bradley Beach does it. They'll post pictures of historical pictures from town. And it's like the little baby parade. It was like 1926. I'm like, all these babies are dead.
Yeah, they've lived their lives already and they're
Yeah.
gone. I
And
know.
I could still see their photo
Yeah,
as I walk the boardwalk in 2025.
so true. So even when people pass away young, you only have that image of them. You never saw them grow up to their fullest. And then you sit there and think, wow, that was 40 years ago. Like that 20-year-old would be in his 60s now.
Yeah.
Like, wow. It doesn't happen.
Very strange.
Well, this is
Yeah.
very sad today.
No, I thought it was enlightening. Let's do the warm up show.
Okay.
I was all fired up for that at 5 a.m. We'll be back here tomorrow, 5 a.m.
Yes.
We got a Knicks game tonight.
Big one.
Oh, big one, Jerry. Oh, baby.
If they lose, it's gonna be panic central.
Yeah,
in
it's
New
gonna
York.
be a bad scene here.
It might be.
Bad scene.
Mm.
All right, Jerry. We'll catch you tomorrow on a Tuesday. See ya.